I have lived my life a good, safe distance from the ginormous maelstrom that is the Persona series and all of its many, many vocal fans. But this series did sneak up on me back in high school. I dabbled a lot with a good number of the Etrian Odyssey dungeon crawling games, but I never clicked with any of them as much as I did the crossover game Persona Q. That was my life. I seriously enjoyed it, and I said one day I'll be back. One day I'll see the P3 crew in their natural habitat, I swear it. And because I made no concrete plans, it's been 11 years, but you know what? It happened. And that atmosphere, music, vibes, the character stuff, all of the monster raising, the combat, that actually was very authentic to the core games. Turns out I've already spent 80 hours of my life on a thing that is halfway Persona. But only halfway. Because these games contain multitudes. Vibes, combat, music. Dragon Quest Monsters Joker? It is so weird to me that the monolith of RPGs that is Pokemon doesn't have like a dozen Remora series like leeching off of its success by off-ramping kids using familiar things that they would know how to use from Pokemon. Pokemon has this element system, right? It's really addictive and juicy. I got off of the highway of Pokemon onto Dragon Quest IX for some reason, which is one of those other popular RPGs, but comparing them is so, like, it's so much drier. The combat is, like, I don't know, like, metal slimes. Those are exciting. Critical hits, metal slimes, that's really exciting, but the fun is the skill points and the character building and the big picture progress. It's not the minute-to-minute, second-to-second kind of intrinsic joy stuff. There's no big color-coded buttons to press. There's no satisfying feedback for memorizing a type matchup chart. There's none of that fun, super effective mood crack. Persona has super effective move crack. Why don't more people do that? The boss appears to be weak to fire. Perhaps you could bring Junpei, use fire spells, knock down all the little guys, get a big combo, down everybody, do a big combo move, or don't do the big combo move and just freeze them. It's all up to you. That's candy. That is such candy. And I would have still been playing traditional RPGs if they had that much candy in them all throughout my 20s. God damn it, man. There's also a much deeper satisfaction, as I was talking about with Dragon Quest, in the monster synthesis. That is a sleeper agent if there ever was one. The Dragon Quest Monsters Joker games let me really feel like I was off-roading, finding monster kinds and delicious skill combos that nobody else knew, probably. Right? Persona 3 doesn't seem quite as deep, but even in just the first 20 hours of Portable, I got this, nobody else knows about this Persona, right? I shouldn't have this. It's such a high level. I've never seen it before. I'm doing really good. There was so many moments of discovery like that just by doing basic fusion. And they do seem to grow up and fly by really fast, which works fine, but at the moment, I wish I had a few more synths where it was like, yo, this is amazing, I can't believe I made this, this is my rock. Lilith was a persona that carried me through a lot of maybe hour 15 to 30 or so, just because she had such a diverse moveset. So Lilith made me happy, but it's more about filling roles, which I am definitely coming to appreciate. But man, back in Joker, I took like a Metal Slime, which is a good Metal Slime Knight. It was a good like defense offense mix, but I gave it a healer skill set as a sub skill, and it was like my rock. It was so strong, and I carried it for the whole end game, and I really felt gratified with that. Personas feel like they come and go a little bit faster, which has been hard to adjust to, but that's not a criticism. I'm just coming to grips with something that I frankly didn't realize I had so many feelings about, because basically my 4th grade self is in conversation with my 28-year-old self right now. And yeah, this combat is really crunchy. There were some sub-bosses where I had to grind so hard, and there was such an addicting sense of gambling, where if I chose the right move and I got the right weak point and I hit, I could get bonus turns, right? But if I miss, I'm dead. There's just such an awesome flow. There's such an awesome sense of momentum and tragedy because they can crit you, they can combo, they can do all this bullshit to you just like you do to them. And something about that makes it so grindable. I would just do these boss fights like 5 times in a row because I know, if I win the gamble, if I make the right move, one play, get some momentum, it could be a totally different fight. I could win this. And time again, that works out. So I think I like Shin Megami Tensei now. More on that later. Maybe. Someday. I don't know what that means. And that's where the video ends. If it were 2015 me reviewing Persona Q in the era of RPG love where combat was king, but now I'm a grown-up and I play sophisticated things like Komaeda video game and Sans video game. The hell is the script? I'm not gonna lie, just 6 months ago, whenever someone was like, you got a Vita, you gotta play Persona 4 Golden, or like, you got a PSP, you gotta play Persona 3 Portable, I was like, that is not what I came here for. It's been a long time since I played traditional RPGs. I'm here for Miko, rhythm games, music, beautiful words. That's like, Then suddenly a few things happened, and I'm here for Darumi. Visual novels, characters, beautiful words. Now I'm here for Blooky Tuesday. Like literally all gameplay aspects you could put into a game except platforming. Nah, it's Darumi. Strap in for the rest of the video. I'm getting a pulse on Persona 3. Wow. I feel like this game is a world unto itself. It is so easy to just curl up into. It might not always be cozy, but it consumes you. I've played 35 recorded hours of P3P, and probably between 3 and 5 hours of unrecorded brute-forcing boss fights at 12 a.m. when I have work the next day, along with 12 hours of P3R, and however you slice it, this game is gorgeous. I feel like the appeal and the atmosphere of each version's world is pretty notably different. I mean, it's like, what? It's just Iwa Todai Dorm. Oh my goodness! I was really shocked hopping in there for the first time, but I already quite like everything about P3R. It's just different. It's just different. I don't know. They complement each other so well. You might think it unwise to double fist both versions of Persona 3 at the same time, but I am the true victor here, because I can go for dreamy, drab 2000s, blah blah sad vibes on my PSP, and then saturated blue HD Odaiba sunshine by the friggin' bay on the monorail, P3R, my Switch 2. Oh, they're so good together. They're so good together. My dream blunt rotation. For what it's worth, off the script, if you've heard about the Switch 2 version being kind of shit for P3R, it used to be a lot worse. It had this issue with unstable frame, not rate, but like this the patterning, the pacing. It was like this uneven frame pacing that made everything look worse, and they just patched that before I got the game, and I've had no issues playing in pretty mode 30 FPS. Like, genuinely, maybe if I saw a better version, I'd feel remorse, but for what it's worth, I have loved it on Switch too, handheld mostly. There are many people to talk to in the Persona world. I don't know if anybody prepared you for that fact. And honestly, even pretty much exclusively hanging out with weird characters, there are some odd characters and specifically an impressive amount of awkwardness in the first half of this game. I'm shocked how many times I do a support conversation with somebody and it's like, that was a little bit awkward. I'm actually very invested in getting closer because this legitimately feels like 20% of the way through getting to know somebody. That's very realistic and odd. I don't know, there's some banger supports like the friggin' divorced child from the memes. That's a really sweet, if really like heartstringy and kind of intense one. There's the bookstore couple. There's a lot of really cute stuff, but a lot of times, especially with like Yukari and P3P, it's just like Yeah, that's a realistic level of awkwardness. I don't know how close we actually are. Like, man, I want to get closer. This is real life sim right here. It's being simulated. You can simulate going to karaoke on your own. You can simulate being rejected from hanging out with your friends. You can simulate taking experimental drugs, shopping on sale days, talking to weird backdoor arms salesman police officers, going to weird vibe clubs. There is so much to this game. The life sim power is so much greater than I could have expected, because I really bought it first and foremost as a visual novel-esque experience. I had no plan. I just saw P3P for 800 yen and was like, I think it's time. I had no plan. And I was on my VN kick, so it was like, this is pretty fun. I like this. Super duper absorbing, almost hypnotic in the beginning, especially the school days with the music and the atmosphere. Almost weird, because it was so hypnotic, and it was like, oh, this is what my job looks like as a teacher in Japan. I'm having an out-of-body experience. I'm supposed to be in the teacher's room, not the classroom. It was a little bit uncomfortable. I've gotten used to it. It is wonderful, but I think it is only speaking to the power of the game to say it was so realistically absorbing life simmy that I felt awkward being in the wrong room in a Japanese school. But yeah, then the game goes from VN to lifting up the dress and revealing the gigantic mechanical legs it stands upon with the Shin Megami Tensei Dungeon Demon grind and then the Persona life sim thing. I may be more here for the VN characters and convos part than anything else, but I am fucking obsessed with the rest as well, so it's going really well in a holistic manner. Like, to be connected to a larger whole. Like, you don't spell it with a W, it's HOL, but it's not holistic medicine. It's, okay, I learned this in like an economics class, an environmental economics class, because you had to consider the economics of environmental studies in order to really understand environmental studies, so you have to look at the whole. Mechanical is the opposite, not mechanical like the Clockwork Birds from Clock Steampunk universes, but mechanical like just looking at one thing individually and its contents. Holism looks at the whole and everything connected. Do people say that on the internet? This is a holistic game. It's not for curing cancer, it's for curing depression. Sorry for explaining one of the most popular RPGs ever as if my subscribers of all people don't know what a Persona is, but I have to, because my first impression of Persona 3 is that connecting all these individual pieces together leads to special, special feelings. It's the sleepovers. It's the Tartarus sleepovers. Is Tartarus a video gamey grind fest? Yes. But that special human feeling of spending hours and hours working on this shared project with the other SEAS members is so... Like, those are my roommates. Those are my bros. We share cup ramen. Like, that's Yukari. She's squad. I help her deal with parent stuff, and she gets really upset sometimes, and then that makes my lover's arcana stronger, even though we're both girls and not doing anything about it right now. And then there's Fuka, who I encourage to continue making food badly in a cooking club that's only her, because she's the best. And then there's Junpei, who I bench when the enemy uses wind spells because it's a huge liability, but I know how it plays into his complexes, and I'm sorry, but we're all in on this together. It's our big Tartarus thing. And we're going to do it on Saturday this week, because on Saturday, the healing items from Aohige, well, they go on sale, and I need the reviving items after what happened on Friday. And, you know, everybody's got final exams this week, so no one's going to want to go to Tartarus on a Tuesday. But personally, I was hoping to go do part-time at the cafe on Wednesday, which may make me a popular enough individual that on Thursday, before we go, Akihiko, you should walk home with me instead of your fangirls. We're gonna make them jealous, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna learn about your parent trauma, and then yeah, that's her strategy. That feeling is just, I can only compare it to real life memories. Like, we used to play Risk Wrong all night with my friends back in middle school. We got so into it. We would play for like 7 hours. We would get a pizza. We'd have Super Smash Bros. Melee idling in the other side of the room once we were done. We would just get so absorbed in this stuff that no one else could even understand, and it was so fun. Except playing Risk badly also made us stronger friends. And then when we talk about Risk the next day at school, or maybe parent trauma, it does this thing. And then like there's like tarot cards. And then when I get back to playing Risk, all of my green scuffed up soldiers are stronger now because of my one friend. We call that the loop de loop. And you know what, Persona series? I really like that gameplay loop. It's so personal. It's personal and it's so rich. It's so ridiculously rich. And that's why I fell in love with 100 Line video game. Comparing Persona and 100 Line is very weird, but anytime somebody learns there's any trace of life sim in 100 Line, they immediately jump to do it. And I'm not going to go into why it's a fraught comparison, but I will talk about why it's a good comparison. I mean, it's a sprawling, mammoth-sized game that integrates these sort of life sim-rooted stories based on community and getting to know friends in one way or another, and then taking that over to this like gripping action gameplay or RPG gameplay to enrich both halves. And it make no mistake, 100 Line is a VN and Persona is an SMT game with life sim as far as I can tell. That's their bread and butter, but going through so many parts of life with this somewhat small group of characters and having that all pay off in this epic fantastical combat is fun in a very specific way. The grand, absorbing story, overarching, supernatural, crazy stakes sauce. Oh my god. With a greater, if not equal, amount of slice of life bullshit, that's an amazing recipe. There's this part of me I don't understand. I don't know what this feeling is, but I want to go play a super grindy, hardcore, non-Persona SMT now so bad, to be clear. I'm like desperately into this combat. I've been watching video essays. Combat onto other more hardcore like grown-up RPGs. I got off onto I got off. I'll keep that in.